Hello, this is Kuntal Chakraborty, Assistant Professor of Electrical Engineering Department, Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management, GIS Group. I'm just going to give a lecture on an important topic, that is the parallel and serial communications of 8051 microcontroller. In 8051 microcontroller has 4 parallel I/O ports, each of 8 bits. So it provides the user 32 input-output lines for connecting the microcontroller to the peripheral devices. And if we reset all the ports, then that will behave like output ports, and in order to make them input, all the ports must be set, means we have to provide one to each pin of these ports. So high bit must be sent to all the port bits. This is normally done by using a set B instructions. So now if you want to set as any port as input, then 0FF that we have to write into the accumulator, and the content of accumulator then will be FFH, means all are 1, and that we have to send into a particular port. It may be P0, P1, P2 or P3. So by providing FFH to the port, then the port that will behave like an input port. Now first I am just going to discuss the port 0. Port 0 is an 8-bit input-output port and with a dual purpose, and it can be used multiplex address data bus also. And this multiplex address data bus that can be separate by using the ALE signal, and basically this ALE, this AD0 to AD7 is connected with the LS373 latch, and we have to provide a ALE signal to it. If we provide active high signal, then that will behave like an address bus, and if we provide ALE as 0, then that will behave like a data bus. Now this port 0 is not provided with the pull-up registers internally, so for this port 0, pull-up registers of nearly 10K are to be connected externally. So this is the structure by which the pull-up circuit is added with this port 0 of 8051 microcontroller. Here the 10K register is connected with these ports pins of port 0. So next I'm just going to discuss the port 1. In case of port 1 has no dual applications, and it acts only as input and output operations. So it doesn't have any other role. And by resetting port 1, we can configure it as the output, and if we provide the pin as 1, means if we set all the pins of the port, then that will behave like a input port, and that can be done by using set B instructions also. So I already discussed in case of port 0, if we provide FFH to the P1, then all the ports pin that will behave like an input port. So means FFH that we have to write into the accumulator, to FFH that we have to copy into the accumulator, and the content of the accumulator will be FFH, and if we send it into P1, then P1 means the port P1 that will behave like a input. So next is a port 2. Port 2 is also an 8-bit parallel port, and it can be used as input or output port. As this port is provided with an internal pull-up register, so it doesn't need any external pull-up registers here. But port 2 has a dual role. It can be used as normal input-output port, as well as we can use is a higher order address whenever we want to connect a memory with this microcontroller. To address the memory, then this port that can be used as a higher order address, that is A8 to A15. And this port that can be configured as output by resetting it, and we can set the port as input if we provide all the pin as 1. So that can be done using the set B instructions also. Now the port 3. Port 3 is also an 8-bit parallel port with a dual functions. The port pins can be used as input-output, normal input-output operations, and that can be used as different other signals also. So port 3 also do not need any external pull-up registers as they are provided, and this port 3 that can be configured as output by resetting it, and we can set its input by set all the bits or all the pins of this port. Now, alternate functions of the ports that I am discussed, that I already discussed, that the port that can be used as a different, it has a different role, that is for the timer purpose, serial communications purpose, interrupt and read-write control signals purpose, that I already discussed in case of pin diagram. And alternate functions of the port 3 pins, that is port 3.0, that can be used as RxD, for port 3.1 that can be used as TXD. For the serial communication, this RxD and TXD is used. For P3.2 pin, that is used for INT0 bar, that is the external interrupt is occurred through this pin. And P3.3, that is INT1 bar, that is the external interrupt occurred through the through this pin. And P3.4, that is used as T0, means timer counter 0 external input. And P3.5, that is used as T1, that is a timer counter 1 external output. And here P3.6, that is used as a write control signals, and P3.7, that is used as the read control signals. So these are the alternate functions of port 3. So these are the parallel ports, port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3, that can be used as a parallel communications. Next, I am just going to discuss the serial communication or serial ports of 8051 microcontroller. So basics of the serial data communications, I am just going to discuss that the communication links, the communication, it may be simplex communications, half duplex communications and full duplex communications. In case of simplex communications link, the line is dedicated for transmission, and the transmitter sends and the receiver receives the data. So that is basically a single way transmission. And in case of half duplex communications, the communication link can be used for the either transmission or reception. Mean data is transmitted in only one direction at a time, but transmission and receiving of data, that can be done in both sides, but that can be done one direction at a time. But in case of full duplex communication, if the data is transmitted in both the ways at the same time, so it is a full duplex communication. So transmission and reception can proceed simultaneously. This communication link requires two wires for data, one for transmission and one for reception. So these are the three communication links. So here in the diagram we are seeing that for the simplex, one way transmission is happening, but in the case of half duplex, in the receiver sections, even the both sections, here we have transmitter and receiver, by which the data can be transmitted as well as received, but the transmission that is happening in a single way. But in case of full duplex, both the side, the transmitter and receiver, can receive the data as well as transmit the data at the same time. So this is the diagram. Next, there are the types of serial communications. Serial data communications uses two types of communications. First is a synchronous serial data communication, and second one is a asynchronous serial data communications. In this, for the first synchronous serial data communications, in this transmitter and receiver are synchronized. It is used a common clock to synchronize the receiver and the transmitter, so that the first the synchronized character is sent and then the data is transmitted. This format is generally used for the high speed transmission. In synchronous serial data communication, a block of data is transmitted at a time. But in case of asynchronous serial communication, in this it is the different clock sources are used for the transmitter as well as receiver. In this mode, the data is transmitted with the start and stop bits, and transmission begins with the start bit and followed by a data and then the stop bit that will be sent for this type of communications. For error checking purpose, parity bits is included just prior to stop bit, and asynchronous serial data communication is a single byte is transmitted at a time. Now, the baud rate, which is very important part of this communication, serial communications, the rate at which the data is transmitted is called the baud rate or the transfer rate. The baud rate is the reciprocal of the time to send one bit. In synchronous transmission, baud rate is not equal to the number of bits per second. This is because each byte is preceded by a start bit and followed by a parity and the stop bit. For example, in synchronous transmission, if data is transmitted with a 8000 baud, if it means that 8000 bits are transmitted in 1 second. So for this bit of transmission data, for a bit transmission data time, that will be equal to 1 second by 8000, means 0.125 milliseconds. So this is the synchronous serial data communication as well as asynchronous serial communication of data, and the baud rate. And next, here the types of serial communication, how it is happening in case of synchronous communication. The sender that will send data to the receiver, so a block of data that will be sent. But in case of asynchronous communication, a stop bit will be there and a start bit will be there, and in between that a data 8 bit of data that will be sent to the receiver. So this is the types of serial communications. Now we have a SBUF register. Basically this is used for the serial communication purpose, and SBUF, that is a serial buffer register, is an 8-bit register. It has a separate SBUF registers for the data transmission and for the data reception. Now serial port communication registers we have. This is a basically serial communication control register, and serial interface, basically the serial port of 8051 is full duplex, that is, it can transmit as well as receive simultaneously, and the register SBUF is used to hold the data before transmission and after receiving the data. So for this transmission we need two signals, that is TXT and RXT, and for the transmission of data we need TXT, and for the receiving of data we need the RXT signal. And to control we need the serial port communication control register, that is a SCON. I am just going to discuss the SCON register, and its RAM address is 098H, and this one is a bit addressable also. So in case of SCON, that is serial communication control serial port control register, and SM0 and SM1, this is a serial mode that will we have 4 modes in case of serial communications. So mode 0, mode 1, mode 2 and mode 3, and that can be, we can get the combinations of data from SM0 and SM1 to select the mode of serial communications. And here the SM2, that is SCO1.5 bit, and enables the multipurpose communication features in mode 2 and mode 3. In mode 2 or mode 3, if SM2 is set to 1, then R1 will not be activated. If the receiver 9th data bit, that is RB8, is 0. In mode 1, if SM2 is equal 1, then R1 will not be activated if a valid stop bit was not received. So in mode 0, SM2 should be 0. So that is the functions of SM2. And next is a REN, that is set clear by the software to enable and disable the reception. And next is a TB8, that is used to 9th bit data, 9 bit that will be transmitted in mode 2 and mode 3, and set clear by the software also. This bit can be set as well as clear by software. And RB8, that is SCON.2 bit, in mode 2 and 3 is the 9th data bit that was received. In mode 1, if SM2 is equal 0, RB8 is a stop bit that was received. In mode 0, RB8 is not used. Basically in case of mode 0, RB8 not used. And T1 and R1, T1 is a SCON.1 bit transmit interrupt flag set by hardware at the end of the 8 bit time in mode 0, or at the beginning of the stop bit in the other modes. So must be clear by the software also. Now in case of R1, that is the SCON.0 bit received interrupt flag, set by the hardware at the end of the 8 bit time in mode 0, or halfway through the stop bit time in the other mode, except SM2, must be clear by the software also. So this is the functions of ESCON register, and I'm just going to discuss different modes of serial communication. And for case of mode 0, in this mode serial port runs in synchronous mode and the data is transmitted and received through RxD and TXD, and in this mode the baud rate is 1/12 of the clock frequency. Next is a mode 1. In this mode SBUF becomes a 10-bit of full duplex transceiver, and the 10-bit basically 1 start bit, 1 stop bit, and 8-bit of data that is between the start bit and stop bit. And the interrupt flag T1 or R1 will be set once transmission or reception is over. And in this mode the baud rate is variable and is determined by the timer 1 overflow rate. Next is a mode 2, and this is similar to the mode 1 except 11 bits are transmitted or received. The 11 bits are 1 start bit, 1 stop bit, and 8 bit of data, and programmable 9 data bit for the checking of parity or something else. Next one is a mode 3. This is a similar mode to mode 2, except the baud rate is calculated as in mode 1. So that is different modes of serial communication, modes of 8051 microcontroller. Now data transmission, reception. Data transmission, basically transmission of the serial data begin at any time when the data is written to SBUF. So TXT is used to transmit the data for the serial network, and T1 is set to 1 when the data has been transmitted. This signifies that the SBUF is empty so that another byte can be sent. And in case of data reception, RxD is used, and RxD is used to receive the data, and reception of the serial data begins at receive enable bit is set as 1 for the modes, for the all modes, and receive interrupt flag R1 RI is set after the data received, and data will be stored in the SBUF register from where it can be read. So this is the data transmission and reception of the serial communication. And now is the PCON register. The 7th bit of PCON register is used for the serial communication, for the baud rate of serial communication. And the PCON register basically controls processor power down, sleep modes, and the serial data baud rate. So only the 1 bit of PCON is used with respect to the serial communication. The 7th bit that I already discussed used to generate the baud rate of serial communication. The 87th address of the RAM that is used for the PCON register. And here the PCON registers diagram, where we are seeing that the 7th bit that is used for the baud rate generation. So that's all for the serial communication. I already discussed all the parallel as well as serial communications of 8051 microcontrollers, where I already discussed 4 parallel ports and their communication, and the serial communications channel and the link and the way it is communicated. And I already discussed the ESCON registers and PCON registers and different modes of the serial communications. Thank you.